Hello, everyone. We're going out east again. We're going to the Big Apple. We're going to New York. Let's go. Let's have her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Julia Scott. I'm the class of 2026, and I'm a power forward.
Welcome, welcome. I want to said we're heading out east. I'm from Minnesota, so I said never been out to New York, so I know I need to get out there. But let's start about you here a little bit about your basketball career. When did you first start playing basketball?
I started playing in second grade.
What are some of your earliest memories, kind of being in second grade, like back in that time, like first falling in love with the game?
Well, my dad was my coach, and some of my best friends were on my team.
Nice.
So I just kind of enjoyed playing with them and kind of like spending a lot of time like working with them. So
So, what do you think about Dad as a coach? Was he fair? Was he harder on you than everyone else? Kind of, what do we think there?
I would say it was a bit harder on me than everyone else.
Sounds pretty common for dads being coaches. They're gonna hold you to a higher standard. It seems like. And then if we move up now, if someone hasn't seen you play, once again, they're missing out. I said they should be getting out there. One of the top 2026 names. How would you describe yourself as a player? Kind of describe your game to someone that hasn't had the opportunity to see you play yet.
I would say I'm very versatile and I can make an impact on both sides of the floor, whether it's like altering shots on defense or scoring or passing the ball on offense.
What's maybe your kind of go-to like move on the offensive end, or something like one of those things like everyone has that comfort move, like okay, we need a bucket, I'm going to that.
I would say like go into the middle hook shot.
Okay, so kind of like the what is it? The is it Akeem? I always
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know, but
right? Like I don't know. There's an NBA player that someone calls like the hook shot for Dr. J. Just came to
yeah.
Dr. J. Okay, now I got it. So and in terms of that, so you said that's your go-to shot on offense. What was maybe the skill set that maybe came along? I guess quickest, and then what was kind of the one you worked on the longest? Offense or defense? Which one is more kind of natural feeling, and which one kind of took more work?
I would say on defense it was a little bit easier just because I'm taller than everyone and I have a
Fair.
long wingspan, so like blocking shots is just easier.
So,
And then
oh, go sorry.
sorry, and
No,
then I just kind of had to work on my shot a little bit more.
fair. Do you have any like players that you model your game after? NBA, WNBA, college, pro, anything of that nature that you model kind of your game after as a forward and a post player or a bigger player?
I try and be like Brianna Stewart or like Jonquel Jones,
Yeah,
but
Stu York. Come on, you're right there in New York.
yeah,
Stu York. Yeah, the perfect
yeah.
example. What would you say would be the dream skill set from like either one of those players that you hope to add to your game someday?
Probably like Brianna's like mid-range game and
Fair.
just like her versatility.
Have you ever met Stewie?
Yeah, I actually went to her camp this summer or maybe this spring.
Fair. Do you
Yeah.
take her on one?
I wish.
Right? Is that would that be your dream one on one opponent, Stewie?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, you're braver than me. I'd get my shot sent packing every time. She is so. What is her wingspan, like 7'2" or 7'3" or something?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. And she's a 3-point shooter. Like
Yeah.
she's just one of those like such an enigma of a player, but it's just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then so we'll come to you. We'll go back to last year's high school season. Before we get into like the actual season and stuff, how would you describe like New York basketball to someone like me that hasn't been out there to see it live and stuff? How would you describe New York basketball?
I would say we're pretty physical, kind of, and like there's definitely a lot of like skilled players,
Hmm.
but we play with more of like an edge to us.
Fair. I would say yeah. East Coast has a little bit of edge there. This kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. And then, so for your high school season, how would you describe it went for, say, the team, and then as yourself as an individual, kind of in your own words, like kind of how the season progressed?
Well, as a team, we won a state championship,
Can't
so
go
I would
wrong there.
say, yeah, went pretty well. Um, and just like I feel like in the beginning, we were definitely not like a state championship team. Like we knew we could have the potential to be one, but we kind of worked our butts off and got there.
What do you think changed throughout the season that kind of took you from, like you said at the beginning, maybe not being that team that was prepared to win a state title to going all the way to being the team that won the state title?
Well, just kind of like my coach Buckley, he was kind of telling us like, oh, like we do have the potential to be it, but like we're not there yet. But if we work hard enough, then we can.
Fair. And
Yeah.
so for AAU, I always say, going back to looking at last April-ish when it starts to where you are right now, where do you think you grew the most at this last summer as a player?
Just kind of like being more physical and more like versatile, like trying to step out more mid-range game.
Like it. And do you feel like your circuit kind of pushes you to like do that kind of have to be versatile, but like at the same time you're needing to, get accept physicality, play through physicality, but kind of also then use enforcing your height and your skill set on them?
Yeah, definitely.
Where are some of the best places I'm sorry, AAU, goodness Lord, has taken you this summer? I know you guys go all over the place. Like, even us covering it, we're all over the place, and we're not even going as far as you guys are. We're not even playing. So, where are some of your favorite places AAU took you?
I really enjoyed when we went to Ohio. We stayed in like a nice area, which I mean, Ohio
Fair.
isn't the most exciting, but we had stayed in a really nice area, so that
Fair.
was good. And I always like Kentucky, so
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I said there's amazing tournaments. And
Mhm.
then once again, kind of say for your team, and then for you, how did your AAU season kind of progress and go, kind of maybe start to finish?
Well, it was my last like time with the girls I was playing with, so it
Hmm.
was kind of sad, but we knew we wanted to make it like last one, best one.
Hmm.
So we all just kind of like worked our butts off and had a good time doing it. So,
Awesome. What do you think? Like, playing up. Some programs play up, some don't. Some players get the opportunity to. How do you feel playing up helped you kind of grow up and kind of maybe play up with that level, play at that level, and understand also maybe understand that you can make it at that level.
yeah, just like playing against like some of the top recruits in like the class above me is
Hmm.
just like it just encouraged me and was like helped me gain more confidence just because like I know I can do as well as them, even though they're a year older.
Fair. What was some of the best lessons that you maybe or messages you learned from that like graduating class, kind of their last year at the AAU when you playing with them?
Um, like enjoy all the moments, like even if you're not like just lost a tough game, like 30-minute rule and then move on and have a good time.
Fair. And so you have, like I said, next year you have one more AAU season. What's one aspect of your game that you're like looking forward to, throughout this next high school season, being the defending champs and then AAU? What are you hoping to maybe add to your game or kind of continue to like work on for your game going this coming up like next year of basketball?
Just kind of like being more consistent outside, like around the arc, and just kind of being even more dominant.
Fair. So, and then I said, you played all over, played on some high level circuits and whatnot. Who are some of the best players you've ever had a chance to play with, AAU or high school?
Um, we went, well, my point guard is definitely like one of my favorite people I've played with. My entire team, I enjoy playing with them so much, but like honestly, I've never really like had like a person where I didn't like playing with them. Like
Fair.
it's just like a very like different style. Like everyone plays differently, so you kind of have to adjust to it. But
Fair. And on the other side of that, who are some of the best players you ever had the opportunity to go up against, AAU or high school?
um, so we played Sienna Betts this season. That was a good game. We played Sanaya Hall.
Fair.
She's good.
Man.
I played Olivia Bacusta in high school this season. Those are definitely like top three.
Fair. Man, those are some big names right there. I
Yeah.
mean, then you have your name up there with them, so I'd be intimidated. I'm just saying that I'd be intimidated, but and then so we will go and we'll talk, a little bit more in terms of. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. This goodness, question went right out of my head. My apologies for that. But we'll do some quick hits while I try to think, while I get my bearings going a little bit.
Sure.
Favorite basketball shoe?
Um, I would say like no Kyrie's.
Kyrie. Fair. I
Yeah.
thought we were going Stewie again. No.
Yeah.
And then go to pregame hype song.
I like Dreams and Nightmares.
Fair. Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite food?
Just some fries.
Excellent. Perfect. Dream vacation spot?
Aruba.
Fair. And then being one of the top players, like we said, in 2026, of name, you're going against these players. So that means, you have your name up there. That comes with some recruiting attention. So I always say, being one of those top players, especially now at 26, they don't really have a barrier where they can get directly to you and kind of contact you directly. No coaches and parents kind of, at least not putting as much barrier between. How do you kind of manage that for yourself? Make sure it doesn't get too stressful. Make sure it doesn't get kind of overwhelming and kind of enjoy the process.
Well, I'm just kind of like honest with everyone that I talk to, and I'm like I'm busy at this time. Like, I'm sorry, I can't like speak to you, or just trying to like always like lighten the mood, have like a laugh when I'm talking to them.
Fair. What would maybe would one or two pieces of advice you'd give to maybe someone that's just starting their recruiting process, hoping to get to where you've been or are, and then kind of how to handle it and kind of make sure that they have the same as much fun with it as you are.
Just kind of like be yourself and try and figure out what you like early so that you can just like narrow it down and just like always just try and have a good time. And if you're not, then you got to change something.
Not getting into any specifics of teams or anything, but what are some of your personal must-have, like boxes that need to be checked when you're kind of discussing with coaches and talking to these programs?
Well, one thing is definitely it's like a very team environment
Hmm.
because I've never been on a team where like I care about all my teammates and I know they care about me.
Hmm.
It's like you're spending so much time with them that needs to be like a priority for them
Hmm.
and just kind of also a good academic school and like a school that can win because
Fair.
that's the best.
Winning's fun. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
we're honest here. Winning's fun. And then I always wrap it up with this. I always like to get people's opinions. What would you say, or what do you hope your legacy is when you're off to college and your high school career is done, your AAU career is done? What do you hope that your legacy was that you left behind?
Just kind of like she was a really good basketball player, but also she was a really good person and teammate and just kind of like,
Absolutely. Someone that
yeah.
made the people around them better and like felt good.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I like that. Well, I can't say thank you enough. Once again, 2026, we get to see you in high school for 2 more years, another UAA, AAU. I will get it right, I promise. And so I said, we get to see a couple more years. When people want to follow you, kind of follow your career, follow your college career, where can they find you online?
I have pretty much all social medias, so
Same.
yeah.
Same. And then I said, once again, we should probably get out to New York. People got to get out there and see you, or they
Yeah,
can stream it
definite.
online, or they can find you in AAU. But make sure you get out and see her. I can't thank you enough. It's been a joy to get to know you. Cannot wait to see your career continue.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.